We good? Great. Good evening. Welcome to a special meeting of the Dayton Board of Selectmen, Thursday, July 28th, 2022 at 7 p.m. This is a hybrid meeting, and the meeting is being recorded. The Zoom login, the ID is 885-3812-1749. The passcode 859910. Phone login will be 1-646-558-8656. This agenda is subject to revisions and additions prior to the meeting. There will be no public input at this meeting. At this time, since it's a Zoom meeting, I will need to call for a voice vote. Mr. Pacheco?
Present, Ken Pacheco's present.
Mr. Peter Karen, could you?
Present.
Mr. Peter Karen is present via Zoom. Leonard Hull is also present. Could we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. There are two items on the agenda this evening. The first is a review, discuss, and act on the contract for the town accountant that we met last evening. At this time, I will turn the discussion over to Town Administrator Mike Mullen.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman Hull, members of the board. As you mentioned, Mr. Chairman, based on the board's appointment of our new town accountant, Ms. Amaral, last evening, the board did meet an executive session afterwards to consider like a proposed employment contract for Ms. Amaral. And before you tonight, on the agenda is a contract that the board approved last night, that was approved subject to ratification in open session this evening. And what really the proposed employment contract before you this evening and for the public certification really includes is essentially the same framework for the contract of employment for the prior town accountant. You will note that the proposed base pay in year one of the contract is $87,000. With the addition of an additional $800 as an education stipend for Ms. Amaral having her bachelor's. This is exactly where we were with the cost structure, with the prior town accountant as well. The new town accountant, Ms. Amaral, actually already has her procurement certification. So included in the $87,000 is included in that base is recognition that she is coming to Dayton with that procurement certification already in hand. And other than that, in addition to that, you will note that the contract is structured so when the new town accountant, Ms. Amaral, is able to achieve certification as a certified government accountant, the contract also includes additional incentives for holding those credentials as well. So other than that, we did build in some additional provisions that relate relate to an educational incentive clawback, which we had discussed. And we also specified how the town accountant accrues vacation time for the purposes of any vacation payout. So I do think the structure of this, I mean, we've learned from where we've been, but also this is a very fair, a very fair contract of employment on both sides. So if the board has any questions, I'm happy to entertain them.
Mike, I was wondering if we had a start date for her?
Yeah, the start date is August 22nd, Mr. Pacheco.
August 22nd, thank you.
Yep.
Now, in the interim, the consultant will be helping out in the office, is that correct?
Yes, sir. We do have the consultant who will be in the office 1 to 2 days a week. And we will also have Ms. Vining coming back to work up to 3 hours a week to help us finalize our weekly expense and payroll warrants.
Mr. Karen, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, and all of this will fit into the existing accounting department budget.
Mr. Mullen, thank you. Mr. Karen, do you have any questions?
Yes. Is there any cost savings between the current town accountant leaving and the new accountant starting?
The salary, like an annual salary based on the prior town accountant holding her CGA certification. There's about a roughly $6,000 savings there. From roughly the $94,000 that the prior town accountant was making to the $87,800. But we also had a vacation payout, to consider as well. Yeah, but I mean, but that breakage and the difference is, partly contributes to how we're able to afford all of this within the existing budget, Mr. Karen.
All right, thank you. No further questions.
Thank you very much. With that being said, I will entertain a motion to approve the contract for Serena Amaral as the new accountant for the town of Dayton.
I so move.
Mr.
Second.
Karen,
Second.
motion is made in second. All those in favor, Mr. Pacheco,
Aye.
Mr. Karen,
Aye.
Chairman Hull is an aye. The motion passes. The next item on the agenda was scheduled to be an executive session. However, due to the inability of some of the participants to be present this evening, I am going to ask that the meeting be tabled until Thursday, August 4th at 7 p.m.
I'll make a motion that we table the executive session meeting that was scheduled for tonight till August 4th.
I second that.
2022.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Karen?
Aye.
Chairman Hull is an aye. The motion passes. Lastly, unless there is any further business, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Mr.
Second.
Karen?
Second.
Motion's been made and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Karen?
Aye.
Chairman Hull is an aye. Have a good evening, and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Recording stopped.
Oh, I'm gonna wait a minute.
Yep.
This is really,
So up in the top left corner, Karen,